Hello, and welcome back to Strong Woman Highs - Life is a Mishmash. It's very early in the morning.
No.
It is. It's 7:30.
It's not really early. The
It's
sun's been up for like 3.5 hours.
It's too early for me. But anyway, today we have very special JenBecBren, round 2.
Hello.
Introduce yourselves, everybody.
Hello.
Hold on, no one cares.
My name's Clay.
Hi, Jen.
Perfect, they're good introductions, that'll do. We can
Yeah.
see we're very interested, very excited for today's podcast. No, so today we're going to do a little Brits recap because we have one from every perspective here currently. We have a live stream watcher, a live watcher, and a competitor.
And a
It
coach.
means like a loader.
Someone who helped.
Someone behind the scenes, like Lindsay.
Oh, we
I can
should
call her. I don't think she'd appreciate that.
No, not right now.
No, let's not ring anybody at 7:30.
And somebody who didn't watch any of it, which is Gus.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Gus can be our impartial adjudicator.
He doesn't care.
He's not bothered. Cool. Right. Well, any words on Brits? What would you like to say, Brendog? Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time. I had so much fun. I had my glitter on.
It did look very fun.
Yeah, it was just... I've put it out there already about the crowd and how it wasn't anywhere near full, which was a little sad and a little disheartening, but like from an organisational perspective, like on the day, it ran really smoothly.
Yeah, it
We
did.
all knew exactly where we needed to be, what we needed to be doing. We had enough kit to warm up on. It ran really smoothly, and I think most of us had a really great time.
It was nice. It was fast as well, wasn't it? So it wasn't like. But I think the biggest problem for the crowd was that obviously England's Strongest Man was that day, wasn't it? So if you've paid for a ticket and got the ticket for both of them, if you've already sat through for 3-4 hours of England's Strongest Man,
It's a long day sitting down watching Strongman.
yeah,
I think that's the biggest theme,
you've got to be
you know.
really into it if you're going to stick it out for another 3-4 hours, haven't you?
Yeah, a lot of people have said that, and I know a few people did go home. I don't know, like
Yeah.
I didn't look at the ticket sales, so I don't know how many were meant to be there versus how many were actually there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think, to be fair though, I do think with Strongman, people are good at buying tickets. Maybe not turning up, but people are usually like, we usually can sell out tickets or get some ticket sales, can't we? Like, people aren't bad for that.
If it's a 2-in-1er, it's much more likely that people are actually going to show up and do the thing. Like, I'm much more likely to watch the men do a competition if it's in between the women doing a competition, but I am not buying a ticket to go and watch men.
Yeah, I think how they did it last year worked because, so a lot of people are saying because obviously the British Strongest Woman's going to finish quite late. It's in York, which is quite far away from everything. People are going to have to stay over anyway. So like how they did it last year with the 2 shows on the 2 different days,
Yeah.
people still have to stay over, but they get a decent break between
Yeah,
the 2
it's
shows.
not all rammed into
I
one
think
day.
that's maybe it. So, but obviously that would then cost more to hire out
Yeah.
the venue.
The venue, yeah. This is the problem, and you're always going to come up against like a hurdle either way.
I
But
think one then the other, like that's it, like back and forth.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
just
have it as a joint
much
show.
as we want to believe that women can have their own shows and sell out tickets and stuff, we just can't
no,
yet
it's not there
because
yet.
we don't have the same presence, we don't have the same fan base. Like you look at the men's shows, people go to watch people like the Stoltmans because they're massive fans of the Stoltmans.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
their audience is so huge. Like we don't have that yet. So I think
But
yeah.
rewind 10 years for the men's scene, and even that was still quite low.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
let's give ourselves a little bit of fucking time.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
it's
And it's
definitely
gonna
getting
come, but
there.
I think if we can, so like how Rogue have done it, where they put the women in front of the men, they don't give the crowd a choice.
Yeah.
They see how good it is, and then they like, oh, I remember when I watched XYZ, and then they're like, oh, I'd actually quite like to go and watch that women's show. And as much as that dents the ego a bit, and we'd love to just be able to sell out crowds now,
Yeah.
we do need to.
It needs to be built.
Totally.
It needs to be built.
Yeah,
It
like,
can't just
like
start
the way
from
that
nothing.
Ultimate Strongman does it, but without actually But maybe Giants Alive puts the women on
like
the
actually
tickets.
open the gates
And
so
open the
people can
gates
watch.
when the women
Just
are on,
tell them when
rather
the
than
women
just-
are actually there.
Rather than just put them on and pretend nothing's happening.
Yeah. I think everyone's trying hard, and I think it is getting better and better. It's just, it's never going to be like a linear progression either, though, is it? Like,
No,
it's not going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger each time. We've got to have these little like step backs and go, right, everyone needs to step back and have a think about it. I don't think the PR for it was as big as last year.
So.
It wasn't, and I also think so. I think there definitely could have been more PR, but like I think also based on the fan thing, us women who are competing need to put ourselves out there more, because as much as we all say strongman's a sport, it's a show, it's a performance, and it's entertainment. It's like WWE. People go to follow the stories and watch the entertainment, and people come to shows to be entertained. So we need to let people know.
100%. I use that comparison all the time. I think that it's really good to watch the WWE and see how they've done it, because their women's side is massive now. Like, the women are as big as the men, pretty much, like in all of the shows, and it's because they've got the same storylines, they've got the characters, haven't they? People are invested in the people, and like we were saying this yesterday, where people need to be putting themselves out there more, and like pushing socials or pushing YouTube or making content to get people involved. Because if you can't you don't even have to have that many fucking followers to do it. Like, I've got no followers and I still do it. Like, it just needs pushing, doesn't it? People need to start being like, right, fuck it, let's make some content, try and get people involved and get stuff out there so that people are invested, because that's what'll happen. If we get investment, then we've got fucking fans, haven't we? And then it'll sell.
Yep.
But that's the only way we can do it, innit? But anyway, should we do a Brits recap?
Yes. Let's talk about the exciting stuff.
Let's talk about the walkouts.
Yeah.
My favourite walkout song was Gemma Moore's Fucking Molly.
Oh yeah, that was a good walkout song. That was a good one. I liked that one.
Well done, Gemma.
Yeah, I liked hers. I liked yours, Brendog, and I liked Don Don's and Andrew's, because Andrew's was really funny.
I liked Andrew's as well.
Andrew's made me laugh.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I would say as well.
You hear that song, you see Andrew's face.
I heard it and I immediately knew who was coming.
Yeah,
I didn't need telling, I was like, Andrew's coming. There's no one else who's picked that song. She was so funny. But yeah, the walkouts were really good. I enjoyed that. I love finding out what songs people
I wish
picked.
I could have a walkout song to walk out of my house every day. I feel like I'd be a much happier person.
Can you not set that up on one of those
ring doorbells? Yeah. You could surely set that up.
I need the pyrotechnics. I need the crowd.
I need the pyrotechnics.
I need everything.
Every time you leave your house, a firework goes off.
Yeah.
Your neighbours would really...
But I need all the people to disappear after
You
that.
could just fart every time you leave the house and have like a little
lighter
spark
behind me.
your bum.
I think that's quite the same.
It's interesting.
My front door is like actually on the side of my house as well, and like our neighbour comes out of his side door as well. It's always
straight
there.
into each other.
Yes, I feel like
No.
he's like over 80 years old. I don't know how he'd respond to a little pyro show every morning.
Probably not particularly well. I don't think that's why he's moved
Shout
in
out
there.
Colin if you're listening.
If Colin's listening to Strong Woman Eyes, then we have a problem.
I don't think you'd have a problem. I think that means it must have reached very far and wide.
We've done well. The PR has worked.
But the walkouts are great. I think it's my favourite part of a Giant show, like to be in and to watch.
Yeah,
it's fun.
is. Yeah, and it gives you a little bit of insight. I think so we'll quickly do the video. I don't understand why it was men for the women.
Immediate thoughts was, what the fuck are they doing on the screen?
I was like, if I watched the wrong
The
show.
second half of it was really good when it was like, now we build our own heroes, and then it was all
Yeah,
women.
but it took a while to get there. It should have been like 10 seconds.
100%, and I
Or
think last
mixed.
year's was really good.
Mixed.
We're all heroes.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%,
Because I do
yeah.
think I worry. We will talk about that. I feel like I keep digressing, but I worry like a lot of comments I've the stuff I put on, people are like, the women's was better than the men, blah, blah, blah. And we don't need that. We don't need it to be better.
No.
We just need everything to be appreciated.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't want it to ever seem like it's...
It doesn't want to ever be a fight. Like, it's not a competition between the women's and the men's. Yeah, 100%.
They're both the same show. It just depends who you're supporting. And
Yeah.
I'm only interested in watching the women, and I'm biased in my opinion that I think that their shows are better because I like the athletes better.
Well, this is the thing. I just think you like what you like, don't you? But I think it's not as in terms of being an athlete or competing or like progressing it as a sport. It's not a competition between the women and the men.
It's not a competition, but it's literally
It's a competition.
It's a competition, but it's not a competition between women and men.
It's not a between comps.
No, exactly. So yeah, no, I agree. We like them all, but we're obviously gonna like the women more because we're women. We're women. We can't help it. We're women. But yeah, no, I think the video could have been better. But I think the problem was the video last year was so good.
Yeah,
it made me cry.
We all, like, last year before it started, we all, like, were in the arena, like, all lined up and watched it all together on the big screen the first time. Like, we didn't know the video before we went out this time.
I bet that was
And
so
that was
cool.
goosebumpy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember watching it last year and literally like sitting in the stands and thinking I'm going to cry in a minute. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then I watched it this year and I was like, don't care.
That's made me a little bit angry.
Yeah, actually, I'm a bit annoyed. I'm like, there's so many men in this video. But yeah, I think, things to work on in it. Anyway.
You know what they should do at is it the Royal Albert Hall, the next one? They should put the first bit as our bit, the women's bit from the last video.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then be like, but men can be heroes
Just
too.
reverse it.
That
Men can be heroes too, you know. That would be fucking great. It would be hilarious. It would be very progressive of them.
But once the walkouts were going, the mood was there.
Yeah.
Especially once they brought the crowd down.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I think, the bringing the crowd down was a good shout on their behalf. It was just a shame it had to happen, wasn't it? But it is what it is. Anyway, events. I've got the events up so I can tell you how everyone did. Loading race, how did you find the loading race?
So, I was a bit sad that it was first. Because every implement is heavier than me. And it ruins my legs. I thought it was a good event. I thought it was...
Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch.
The weights were fair.
I agree.
It was, like, the loading was obviously into the skip, so height wasn't a huge issue.
Yeah.
It ran well. It was fun to watch because it was head-to-head.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the anvil was freaking huge, so it looked
mega. Really cool.
Yeah.
It did look really cool, and the tyre looked really cool. The way you picked up that tyre as well was hilarious.
But this, if we go on, like,
it was so funny.
If you want me to cover my own performance, I'm glad I did that because it meant I could finish.
Yeah.
But I was actually so rapid in between implements
You
and
were.
on the other implements.
Well, you actually were really fast on all of the implements.
If
it
I
was just
could
the
have-
load with that
if I
tyre
could
at the
have
very
carried
end.
the tyre, I think I would have been pushing.
Yeah, if you'd carried the tyre like a normal person, you definitely would have been pushing
But I couldn't,
people.
so that's
Yeah.
my fault.
Well,
It's not.
It's not your fault, yeah.
You did what you had
you
to
could do on the day, yeah,
But I
100%.
should have just been able to do it, so next time if it still comes
Next
again.
time, let's buy one of those tyres and let's do shoulder in.
Yeah. I bet if I went to Giants now, I bet I'd be able to do it.
I think you would.
That's
I
what
think you would
look.
have. It's one of them things that I think you need to train that fucking to the T, don't you? But other shout
Like, I
outs.
could get it onto my shoulder.
Yeah, you
I
can
feel
do
like,
it.
For a
yeah.
little while. And I don't do anything.
I was just panicking.
You're way stronger than me.
I was in a weird
You were.
headspace
You
that
were in
whole
a
time.
strange mentality.
But anyway, Laura Baxter did great.
Laura Baxter nailed it, that's what I was about to say.
course.
Of course she did.
Very impressive.
Yeah, she was a whole 2 seconds faster than Lucy
Lucy's
Underdown.
pretty quick.
How was she just that fast?
Donna was fucking fast. That
Donna
was
was
really rapid to watch. I love watching her
speed.
sprint.
Yeah.
Stampy Don Don.
She's so funny.
The feet just move so quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
Speed feet. Yeah, I agree. I think that was a really cool first event. It was cool to watch.
A good way to open rather than like throwing pressing right in at the start.
And as well, it sort of like
Yeah.
gets everyone like not as nervous. Your first event is like
Exactly.
it's like a mongy fast event, innit?
I
Like
think really cool for Laura as well to start an event where she's like fucking
Top dog. Yeah, I agree,
I
yeah.
think, like, from an athlete perspective, like, where you're used to it being such a logical event for a sport, when we knew it was loading race first, we were all like, oh my god, why can't dumbbell be first? Like, very highly skilled, explosive movement. It's supposed to go in fresh. Yeah, because you think about it, how heavy that medley was, like 190, 100 over 20 metres, and then to think you've got to do a 220 deadlift for reps not long after. You're like, oh shit. Like, I would rather do deadlifts before the medley. But then actually, if I, like, now out of that athlete headspace from an entertainment perspective and from a kit setting up perspective, like, I think it worked well.
I think it worked well. I think as an athlete, I would have liked that better. I'd like to do
I think
loading
it's
first.
like a curse opening with an overhead event.
Yeah, I do. I
It's
feel
a
like
curse
because it's
way
your
of doing
nervous
it.
energy and it's like throwing you off
And
all
you've
the
got
time.
to think a lot.
I've
don't
just got
mind.
used to that now, though. I'm just like, oh, well, I'll do shit on that one, and then I can make up the points.
No.
That's not getting used to it.
Yeah, that's not getting used to it. That's just accepting. It's going to be terrible. That's a fucking awful mindset to have, Chloe. No.
It works.
Donna was fucking fabulous on that. That was unreal.
On the loading?
On the
Dumbbell. Yeah, I was just
Yes.
going to talk. So dumbbell press 60 kilos. That was fucking heavy.
We only really need to talk about Donna on the dumbbell.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
We knew
she
it
was
was
so
gonna
It
be
was like a
good.
masterclass, wasn't it? It was epic.
Yeah. So many people were so close though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
So close. Like, you were really close. Faye Pittman had a really close first attempt. And Nicola Bennett had a few really good close attempts as well. It was really...
It was just a little bit too heavy for the calibre of dumbbell lifters we had there.
Yeah.
Because... And
I
like,
think if it had been 50, it would have been a lot more entertaining to watch because everyone would have got a rep.
55.
yeah.
Yeah, 55 would have probably been enough, yeah. Because people would have definitely got reps. Like, I don't think anyone would have zeroed 50, 55. And then at least... Because you sort of, I feel like for events, you want 1 or 2 zeros, always going to be inevitable.
Yeah.
But then everyone else wants to be hitting, like, between 1 and 2, 3 reps. And then you're going to have your outliers hitting fucking, like, 6 or 7, 8 reps,
Yeah.
aren't there?
Yeah. It was literally just a case of, like, we just need to watch these few first placings. Zero is constantly for 60
Well, this is the
seconds
thing.
before
I was
real
just...
work happens.
I was looking at the things there. So there was only 5 athletes that hit that dumbbell.
More than half failed it.
More than half failed
I
it.
did
Which
predict that and I said it.
I just, yeah, it's a shame. It's really hard weight
Especially when
selections.
like men's, they're all open weights. There's no lightweights.
No.
I think apparently
In
ours
the
was
men's.
heavy though. They had
It was
90.
very heavy mace, but
Well, yeah, that's
If
it's weird comparable.
if it's
Yeah.
an open event with women and you're going to have the lighter weight classes in, like they've got somebody from each weight class.
But
in
even
there.
the opens were failing it.
Make it a front.
Yeah.
Like, have 2 different weights.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was 3 open weights that zeroed that dumbbell.
Nobody wants to stand there screaming for somebody who's just going to completely zero an event.
No.
I think as well, like, obviously, Donna is an exceptional dumbbell presser, and people forget that.
Yeah.
People forget that Donna held the dumbbell world record, like,
For
before
ages.
Yeah.
For ages.
And it was great.
She
Yes.
might get another one.
Yeah.
Well, she did. She hit that. Did
hit
she hit 80 the
Yeah.
other day? And it looked piss. Yeah.
That would be really cool to see. But
Wouldn't
yeah,
it?
people often forget how skilled and how much of an accomplished strongwoman Donna is.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
underestimate
Yeah.
her now, which they
I
really
never
shouldn't.
forget.
Really shouldn't. And she showed us on that event why
Absolutely.
she is the greatest.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. She absolutely fucking nailed that. It was so cool to watch. And every rep looked exactly the fucking same, didn't it? I was watching her video the other day when I was trying to do circus dumbbell, just to copy her. Starfish. Yeah, cool event, but just maybe a little bit too heavy. So, axle deadlift, 220 kilos. You nailed that one. You nailed that.
Redemption is sweet.
I needed that.
You did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, 100%. I feel like that was a perfectly worked out weight for that
I
competition.
think that
Yeah.
event was the reason why you enjoyed the rest of the show.
Yeah, I cried after last year's one, didn't
You
I?
did.
It was sad.
You lost your shit completely.
Was it the same weight last year?
Yeah.
And you failed it?
Yeah.
And then 3 reps
But the
this year?
thing is, it wasn't like I couldn't
I know, I feel like
I'd
you
done
were...
120 a lot,
training,
quite a lot, but I think that was my problem, that I didn't trust the process, so I did it too much. And then on the day, because I'd failed the log, which I knew was going to happen anyway, like my attitude was so different. Like this year, I wanted the dumbbell and I was very close to the dumbbell.
Yeah.
But I knew if I didn't get it, it didn't really matter. Whereas last year, I knew I wouldn't get the log, but I still got annoyed that I didn't get the log.
Yeah, you let it affect the rest of the com.
This year, I'd hit 220 in training, but knowing I'd hit a double in training, knowing I could probably do more if I needed to.
Yeah.
So I just was way more confident and a bit more like, well, fuck it. If I don't get it, doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, just a better mentality going into it. That's a good way.
As well, like, I don't want to just talk about myself, but I think it will be helpful.
Well,
that's
this
is the reason we've got you
here.
here.
Yeah, but we should be talking about everybody, which we will.
We are,
but so I knew I wouldn't be repping out for a minute. Last year, I strapped on when they told me to strap on, and then I was in my suit in a really awkward position, waiting for the whistle.
For the other one.
So then when it went, I was like,
Haggard already.
Whereas this year I was like, I'm not going to rep for a minute. I'd timed how long it would take me. I think I'd tested it like 200 kilos, how long it would take me to do 3 reps.
Yeah.
And I knew it would take me like 30 seconds.
So you had 30-second buffer at the beginning.
So as soon as Darren was like, get ready, as in he's going to blow the whistle, that's when I strapped on so I could go straight in. And I think that helped. Probably got me another rep.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Cause
they were lovely reps too.
They were really good reps, yeah. It was just like being sat in that down position in a deadlift suit's the worst thing in it.
It's like
worst thing ever.
To stand up.
Yeah. You can't spend any amount of time there. No. And if you are, then your suit doesn't fit right.
Yes.
There were some mega performances on that deadlift though.
There were some...
Fucking right. Nicola didn't have a suit on.
No.
That was amazing.
Nicola Bennett?
Nicola didn't have a fucking suit on.
I thought she had a suit on.
Nicola and Lucy didn't have suits on. We know Lucy doesn't wear... Does she?
She did then, yeah.
But no, Nicola was wrong.
She is some girl, isn't she?
And she's about 80 kilo, maybe just under.
No, she wasn't. She's
on an axle.
Not heavy.
On an awkward setup. It was so impressive.
That was really cool, yeah. I think she just had a really good competition.
She really did.
Like, she 100% proved that she deserved that invite there. For anyone who was fucking doubting that for a second, she was like, get fucked. I think she did really fucking well.
She's had a great year. I'm excited to see what she does for the rest of the year.
I am. I'm excited to watch her at Europes. I think she'll be fucking really good at Europes.
Yeah, I'm pleased.
I think she'll win Europes.
Fuck that. Yeah, that was really good. Obviously, Lucy absolutely nailed it.
Rebecca wasn't too far behind.
No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't. I thought it was really funny though how the counters didn't work and then Lucy had to do a double extra reps. You can see how annoyed she was. I'd be furious if that was me. I'd be like, fuck's sake.
Just get one of those little flappy things. Just flap
the counters were so bad. They didn't work all the time.
They were terrible.
Yeah, they needed recalibrating.
They just need to go into the bin. Just put them in the bin. I'll have a chalkboard.
And stand behind people.
And I'll just run one side and I'll do the other one.
You'd never be able to keep up with that.
I would.
You wouldn't. I tried to do it when I was doing the live stream commentary.
To help when Lucy goes on, but for everybody else.
Well, maybe they should just employ us as counters. Yes. We can stand at the side and hold our fingers up.
We could. We could be really useful tools in this, like on Countdown.
Yeah.
We could be Carol Vorderman.
Giants, if you're listening, give us a job.
I want to count the reps.
We'll count the reps.
Expensive equipment.
Better than those counters that you've got.
Damn right. We'll probably actually contest some of the reps as well.
Yeah, I'll pick and choose which ones I like.
Yeah, we could be like the second
double rep.
Is that something to talk? How was the repping?
I actually thought it was really good.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything that was
I feel like there needs to be different rules established for the wrecking ball holds.
Ooh, no, don't talk about that yet.
Butthurt about that.
Let's go. Well, that's our next. That's our next one. That's our next one.
I was going to think about something else there. Donna had a good streak on the deadlift, and then she had a rest, and then it all went to shit. So
cannot rest in a
The rule is don't rest, Donna.
Just
keep going. You had a lovely rhythm. What the fuck's wrong with you?
She needs to do 8 reps though, 220 kilos. Like that's fucking.
It's not good enough.
It does start to feel quite.
Heard it here first. Yeah, I feel 8 reps is fucking good shout.
Isn't it hilarious now though? Like the progress of the sport. How 220 now you just think, oh yeah, that's a good weight for a good repping weight for a comp.
I know it's insane.
Like I started.
All I wanted was 200.
200 kilo was like
That was
the
a
gold
massive.
standard.
Yeah.
And even the opens, most of them weren't hitting 200.
No.
Yeah.
And now it's like as an under 64 if
You
can't
should,
hit
yeah.
200.
If you haven't hit 200, you haven't made it yet. Yeah, it's fucking mad, innit? Soon it'll be 300 and I'll be fucked, won't we?
No, I will leave Earth.
But I think everybody
done.
performed well on that.
I think everyone
I'd say.
did really well. Yeah. Faye Pittman as well had never pulled 220.
Yeah, she did.
She hadn't pulled it
She
before
had.
that.
She had.
I thought she hadn't.
No, she had. She pulled it for a single in training.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. And she's pulled 227 on a normal bar.
I was going to say, she's a big
pulled
deadlift.
I know she'd pulled it on a normal bar, but I was under the impression that she'd never pulled 220 on an axle.
No, I think she'd done it like a couple of weeks out.
I
one.
need fact checking.
She's
Sorry, Faye.
very statically strong.
Yeah,
She is very statically strong, isn't she?
And still new to strong woman, so
Yeah.
it was
new.
her like third or fourth comp or something. No, not maybe.
No, it
eighth
was.
or
Yeah,
something.
it wasn't.
She hadn't
a
been
lot.
competing very long at all.
She's only been competing maybe a
Just
year,
over a
2
year,
years, yeah. 18
Yeah, she
months or
showed up
something.
well. She did well.
She did do well, yeah. For someone who's like a natty weight class athlete who hasn't been doing it for very
Masters
long,
athlete as well.
and a masters
Yeah.
athlete, yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah, she did absolutely amazing. Right, wrecking ball holds. Let's start the controversy.
Oh. Chloe opened up with a beautiful setting a fucking
Oh
standard.
my god, that honestly,
A
I was
standards not many could beat.
screaming at the live
But
stream
some
watching
people
you.
could beat. Because,
I wish I would-
wiggling around.
I wish I would have wiggled just a couple seconds longer.
Yeah.
I could have hit top
Me
3
too.
on that.
Could have. Oh, you were so
But I didn't,
so
so let's
good.
move on.
Do you think it's paid off having a bit of extra grip training?
I think having the grip.
Oh, I locked it.
Oh, that was stupid.
Having the grip training definitely helps. I've
There you
been
go.
working with Paddy and that's been very good.
Yeah.
But I also think, so I never used to be a very gritty athlete, but actually when I think about the last few years, like the Dinnies, the Shield at Europe,
I think you're very gritty.
I'm very gritty.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And when Jenny asked me, I've said this on my recap about what qualities did I possess that made me so good at that event, I'm just a massive show off. I love to perform. Like in a room of people, I feel quite uncomfortable, but in front of a crowd, I just love it.
Yeah.
And the fact that as soon as it passed like 30 seconds or like 60 seconds, everyone was getting louder and I was getting more attention, and I was like, this is really fun. So I just kept going because I was enjoying it.
Yeah, it was.
And you could really see that.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Was that the one you gave the little speech to the two little lasses that were holding your banner afterwards?
Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
Oh, cute.
That was a really nice thing to do.
made-
Because they were looking absolutely buzzing that you mentioned.
I was
them
buzzing
in
that they were there because you know
Even better.
how much
Everyone's
my head
buzzing.
was up my
We're
arse
all
before
buzzing.
that comp.
Yeah.
And Matt said to me one day, he was like, for God's sake, Chloe, Emily's coming to watch you. Are you going to be like this when you compete? Because I don't think you should want her to see you like that. And I was like, oh, bloody hell, you're
Oh
right.
my god. I'm
Better
sorry.
get my head out my arse.
Yeah.
And it just gave a whole nother dimension to the competition. I'd stopped thinking about it as a competition then. Just as a show.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Yeah.
that's why Wrecking Ball was fun.
I think it was so cool. It was such a cool event. It looked really, really cool.
Yeah.
It was interesting, some techniques that may have been used.
I feel like some techniques need to be disallowed though in
Well-
future competitions. Like it's a grip event, in my opinion. If your elbows are bent, you don't fully have the grip in your hands.
Well, so we were going to ask what did they tell you the rules before this event, and what were the
what
rules?
was
The rules were, once it's off the ground, you can do whatever you want, basically,
Yeah,
to stop it from hitting the ground.
which I thought was the case. So it's not against
No
the rules.
one went against the rules.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look good from a
But
crowd
then-
perspective.
Just some
Like
of us
I'm
didn't play to the
watching,
rules as much.
I'm watching people's elbows bending. I'm hearing other people chuntering on, and they're not in support of that either. I think it looks crap. It
See,
doesn't look like
I
it's in your
thought,
hands.
I was like,
I thought
oh
it
my
was
God,
quite a
that's
clever idea.
ridiculous.
It's
Like, I
totally
was,
clever, and I would have
Yeah.
absolutely taken advantage of that if I was doing that.
Like-
but from a spectator point of view, it didn't look good.
I saw,
fair.
And
yeah,
that's
but
a shared opinion.
Yeah.
I was spectating from the sides on that as well, like, because I watched this as a fan as well as a competitor. And when I saw Nicola bent over like she was, and I saw Becca doing that, I was like, holy cow. that is ridiculous. How are you doing that?
Yeah.
That's so awful, but so impressive. Like,
This
how
is-
much grit you have to keep going like that.
Yeah.
And that, I think it really showed how far people can dig if they need to. Like,
yeah.
and I think from that perspective, in terms of like total physical exhaustion, like that's impressive. If you don't think of it as a grip event.
I think it's a grip event, though.
I think you've got
I don't.
you're too
My
head up your ass about
My
the fact it's a
hamstring
grip
said
event.
otherwise. My forearms weren't that bad.
Yeah, I see. I just thought it was one of them where I was watching it, and the minute Becca bent rams, I thought that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
genius,
rested it on her legs.
absolute genius. Yeah, and in my head, I was like, if I hadn't thought of that and I was competing against her, I'd have been fucking furious.
Yeah.
Because I'd been like, I could have used that.
A point though, because I was like, I don't think our height or size really impacts us on that event. I said that from the start. If you can pick up 220,
100%,
I don't
yeah.
think your size really matters on how long you can hold it.
No, I
Personally.
agree. I don't think it
But
makes a
then-
difference.
If I tried to do what Becca did,
I don't think you'd have been able to hold it on your legs.
it would have been on the
It would
floor
have touched the floor.
because
yeah.
she's so much taller.
Oh
so-
yeah, just mechanically, yeah, you're not
Yeah.
as tall. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then you could say that about stones because it's easier for taller people.
Yeah.
Can't make a rule because of that.
No, you can't make a rule based on height. It's fucking boring, innit? But Donna nearly decking it there.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
the most terrifying
The
thing to
comeback
watch ever.
of the century. That was
was-
unbelievable.
I thought she was dropping that.
I had my hands covering my eyes after that start.
soaring.
I was like, what the fuck have you just done?
I
You've just
know.
lost that. You've just stacked it.
I know.
She didn't.
It was a good 10 seconds
It-
of terror
yeah.
watching her, just
But it
thinking, there's no
absolutely-
way she's pulling that.
It absolutely provided the evidence for exactly why she is who she fucking is.
Yeah, the OG.
To come back from that, so many people would talk themselves out of it.
100%. You'd have just dropped it, and like, because you're never going to be in an optimal position with that
Nah.
starting point
Nah.
either, are you? And she's just gritted it out, hasn't she?
Yeah.
It was so hardcore.
Pure maturity, pure fucking experience. She knew exactly what she was doing there.
Experience is exactly.
Yeah, experience is the one. Chloe just keeps trying to get Gus's snores on the mic.
That should be a clear one.
That should have been a clear one, yeah. Yeah, that was... I think, after Chloe, Donna was my most impressive on that one because of the shit start. Because it was just fucking...
Forgot to do a belt up.
Oh, yeah, I
Oh
forgot
my
the belt.
god, I know.
Yeah, did it beltless?
Yeah.
I know. I wonder whether if she'd had that belt on, whether she could have won that.
I nearly forgot to do my belt up though. I picked up the handle and then had to put it down and then pick it up again because I think having the harness on totally
Just
threw
threw
us.
you, yeah.
Because we hadn't had that on when we'd practiced, and then
Yeah.
because I made him do it tight, I was like, oh, belt, yeah. Oh, nope.
Was the harness just for not falling off that cage?
Yeah, it's really annoying actually, and they're big men harnesses, so I felt like
Yeah.
it was
Look
really
weird.
in the way.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
Come on, Giants, get some female sized.
Get them
But it wasn't
harnesses.
actually that bad once they tightened it up,
Yeah.
and once I was getting attention.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that event. That event was so fucking good.
Would you rather have the harness or would you rather have one of those little crotch stirrups like you wear at rock climbing?
Neither.
That would be hilarious.
Oh no, that would be awful. That would be so much worse.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to have your legs where you want them, really.
No, yeah.
Some people would be pissing all over them.
I don't think
excellent.
Wrecking Ball was really a pissy event. I could be wrong.
Could potentially be a pissy event.
On the
though.
pickup, maybe.
Imagine pissing, it goes all over that corrugated
You're
fucking
slipping everywhere.
steel and then you start slipping.
No, that would
That's
be no
not the one.
good. That no good. That
No.
anyway.
There were probably some other good ones that we haven't mentioned, but we seem to just mention
Donna and Chloe.
Chloe, Donna, and maybe Lucy.
Laura Baxter was pretty good, and then
Laura
the
was
bruises on her
excellent on that.
legs were insane.
Right, show me them.
I
Let me
mentioned
find them.
Nicola as well with her rounding. That was how she held on to it for a pretty long time.
Yeah, she was like fully like almost Jefferson curling it up.
Yeah.
Like it was intense. Her upper back was so rounded.
I bet it was so sore the next day.
Here we go.
If you can get locked out quickly,
Yeah, I did
Wrecking
see
Ball's
that, but
pretty-
have we got an updated picture?
No, she hasn't put an
Right,
updated picture
I've
I
on.
still
did
got
see those.
scratches from it. We're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what, 2 weeks on? I've got
Well, remember the shield at Europe? No, it was Power Stairs, and we all
Oh,
have like
yeah.
a little discoloured
Hey, look.
patch on your thighs.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
That's going to be there until
Forever.
you die.
Yeah, I still have bruises from
Until
Europe's
worms
last
eat
year.
it, that's going to always be there.
maybe.
Oh god, we don't want that.
I have BO.
So God knows what Laura and Nicola's legs are looking like. I swear Nicola like bled through her leggings.
Oh God, it was brutal. That, to be fair, that
Becky
handle
must
was
have had pretty
insane.
bad legs after
Yeah.
she didn't have
Must
much weight
have.
there.
Yeah, she must have, because she held it on her legs for ages as
It was
well.
like a full minute just sitting.
Yeah.
But when Wrecking Ball
Gross.
first came out as an event for the men, I thought, I don't know about this, I think it's going to be quite boring to watch, but in the meet and greet after, when I was like,
That was probably
making
my favourite
conversation.
one to watch.
I think
And
it's one of my
that's
favourite
like-
ones
yeah.
to watch. Yeah.
what was your
That and
favourite
the
event?
dumbbell.
They all said Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. I think if more people had hit the dumbbell would have been up there for
Well,
me.
I'm just watching Donna's dumbbell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
It was really
The rack and ball hold for everybody and dumbbell just for John.
Fair
getting
enough.
to see someone of that calibre do the event that good at.
Yeah.
I like the medley as well because
Yeah, I
you
did
know,
like the medley.
it was running
Exciting.
smoothly for some people. It didn't run smoothly for other people. You know, like
Yeah.
Claire and Andrea
Andrea,
kind
yeah.
of let it slide down a little bit. That was like, it was a lot of ups and downs.
A lot of ups
The
and
medley,
downs.
Emotional.
Yeah. Final
Oh,
event,
dear.
Castle Stones.
Oh, boring.
Did you not like that? I liked the fact that you had to run with the
I liked
stones. I thought that was
much
interesting.
better.
Yeah, I thought that made it really
that
interesting.
Makes things different. Doesn't
I think it helped me.
Do you?
Mm.
Do you have tachyon as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels weird running with a stone with tachyon, doesn't it? But I like it. It was good to watch.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
It did really catch people out though. Really caught people out.
Mm.
Like I beat people on stones that I should not be on stones.
Well, that's just it. Like, you've got to get it positioned well. You've got to know whether you're going to do a little pop down, a little fucking slut drop.
Yeah, because it's
and
not
then
like a
pop it back
sandbag,
up.
is it? Where you
or
can
are
like.
you just going to keep it
bump it.
high and then lean back when you get to the bar? Are you close enough to the fucking bar? Because you got to waddle in with the cunt.
And it was new. It was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, the reason they did it was because the platforms are so high, the men's platforms that they've got.
Oh,
The first one is like 6 foot. So when they first decided it, they were like, "Oh, Darren's going to reach out and ask you," and because Rue was invited initially as well about their heights, and I was like, "Well, Andrew's smaller than me. Don't ask me. I'm quite average in this lineup." Height-wise."
Yeah.
But anyway, besides the point. Because the platforms are so high, so they were thinking of maybe doing it to barrels, and then they decided over yoke. But then I think because there was only the 4 stones, like 80 kilo stone, loading over a yoke that height is
And
a bit
literally
too
just
easy.
too easy. Yeah.
So yeah,
Adult running with it.
I liked it.
I
I don't
thought
know
it
what it
was
was like
really
to
good.
watch, but I.
No, it was alright. It was fun to watch.
I thought it was good to watch. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good
no
event.
idea as good as watching the Wreck and Ball hold, though, which is
But I
a really
think-
weird thing to say.
The results of stones, if they would all have been lined up by the yoke, I think the order
Would have been
results
different.
would have been quite different.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially in the bottom half.
Yeah, I think it made I think it made that event a lot harder for people, and as well, like, did you guys know it was going to be set up like that
So
in training? So we were able to train that,
yes, but we were told it was going to be staggered.
right?
But then on the day,
They were
for
in a
some
line.
reason, it couldn't work. So literally just before we went out, they were like, they're in a line. So
Right,
just
okay.
do what-
I
is that
just
what you
think the
will?
yoke's not wide enough for them to be staggered.
No, it
That
wasn't
was- I
very
think that was
wide.
the issue.
You'd have crashed into one of them or had the potential to crash into one of them.
Yeah,
while you're
that
carrying,
wouldn't
and
have
that's
been
not-
good.
I
That's
think
not
that was
great.
the issue.
But yeah, that was a good shout. A nice way to make Atlas Stones a bit different. Taking it back to the old school.
And as
Yeah.
well, it was just nice to have Atlas Stones in a comp because, by Christ, they are dying a death, aren't they? We're losing them bit by bit.
Yeah.
I do love a stone one.
I love
Yeah.
a
But
stone
then I
one.
also loved Power Stairs.
That was wicked.
Power Stairs is such a good ending.
I
to
agree.
a show.
I do like. I like Power Stairs as a final event, and I like Stones as a final event. Everything else can get in the bin.
Yeah, I agree.
Sandbag load final event boring.
Sandbag
shit.
throw, who would do that?
Oh shit! Absolute shit.
That is not a way to finish a competition.
Sandbag
No.
load as an event, not even as a finished event. Shit.
Yeah, fair. I'm with you on that. Yeah, unless it's like
It's like watching
Multiple
someone do
sandbags.
stone over yoke on their own.
yeah,
That's
boring.
boring.
Yeah, absolutely boring. I agree.
But there were some great stone ones in there. Lucy's I thought was brilliant because, and it more that like, not in isolation, but when you think back to Worlds, So she drew on points with Rebecca at Worlds. She fluffed stones so bad. If Lucy at Worlds would have had a smooth stone run, she would be the world's strongest woman right now.
Yeah.
Not taking that away from Becca, because Becca put in a really consistent performance at Worlds and it was incredible.
Well, that's just it is consistency that gets you over the finish line.
And she totally fluffed it, and she knew she did. So going and doing a run that smooth to take that title that she also wanted last year, it was a really cool, like, full circle moment. But Becca also had a pretty...
She had a great competition.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Lucy was 6 seconds faster than anyone else loading those 4 stones.
Donna had a good stone run.
Oh my god.
To secure that podium, that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Donna was... So Lucy was 23.5 and Donna was 29.2. Hell yeah, Don.
Can I see the points?
Here you go.
I can't remember. I did actually watch most of them as well. Yeah, so 5 people finished it.
I think it was well. I think the weights were bang on for that. I think it worked really well.
They were the right weights.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was like light enough that you could get a few in, but like I think they were all light stones except the 140. 140 is a heavy stone.
140 is heavy.
So it was like woo woo woo.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be made of something else to be able to finish that one. After all of that hamstring work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, surely everybody was just absolutely fucking goose there. Hamstrings gone, back gone, glutes gone.
And
just
it was a fast
tired.
show.
Yeah.
And needing to eat and rest and having a moment to yourself.
None of us did eat and rest after though, did we?
No, you got pissed.
So my top tip and takeaway from the weekend is make sure you eat and drink water after a comp.
Before the party starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before the party. But then you've had a really good training week, so...
I did actually.
Actually, is it conducive?
Maybe
or should we all just sesh all the time?
I think maybe. I'm not a session person, but I might be converted after this last couple of weeks.
I'm a seshy person, but I don't really need an excuse. I think this is how it happens.
This podium of Lucy, Rebecca and Donna, in my opinion, like, because I said this the other day and then I felt bad because actually there's weight class athletes such as Rhiannon and Erin Murray that I think are up there with, if we're talking full strong women, greatest,
out of the world.
but like open strong women, I think at the moment so far in history they are the 3 greatest that we've seen, and they were all on one podium.
I'd agree
from
with you.
one country, and that's really freaking cool.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think it's just been cool, like Rebecca and Lucy just having this consistent battle,
excellent.
and sort of no one getting near them. No one, like, even at Worlds, no one really getting near them. It was just them two that everyone was watching, wasn't it? Like, that's all it's been for the last like 2 years nearly now, is them battling each other out.
Until you throw some really weird events in, and then. No.
I think that Arnold though, it was only because of Rebecca's injury.
And they both have to be at full power.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't work. But yeah, I think
charged Pokemon.
I think both of them full powered and just like no one's near them.
Their rivalry should be played on more.
Yeah.
It should. I don't understand why it's not. Like, I get that they're friends and it's nice, but like they could really play on this.
They're very fiercely competitive with each other.
They are really competitive with each other, and I just don't. No one's like buying into it at all, do they? Like, I'd watch a documentary on them on like a run up to a comp. To see how they're feeling about each other and stuff. That'd be cool as fuck, wouldn't it? Because it's such a good rivalry. I bet they smack talk each other when they're on their own.
Yeah, we want to hear the gossip.
I want to hear the smack talk.
Please slide into the DMs.
If Rebecca or Lucy want to come on this podcast and smack talk the other one, I will.
We will support that.
Support that 100%. You can say what you want.
We could even do like a little promo video for it as well.
Yeah, we'll do it as a live. We'll do it somewhere cool.
In the lead up to next Brits, let's make sure that we do that.
Yeah. What we can do, I think, for the lead up...
The Giants can pay us.
The lead up... Giants won't pay us. We'll do it for fun. But on the lead up to...
This is the problem. Don't say you'll do it for free.
I'll do it for free the first time.
I want a packet of Tunnocks tea cakes.
No, I think what we should do next year for Brits is we should start rivalries. So on one point, I'm planning on being there, so I'd better be fucking competing, because like I've been robbed this year. But anyway, my bicep robbed me. But yeah, next year I'll be there and I'm going to start some fucking pure beef before Brits. Like,
You know what was hilarious beforehand? So there was a few of us that had interviews. I don't even know where the interviews are gone, or like
Because you've not even seen them.
yeah, I don't know if they were used for anything.
into the ether. They might be for next year.
Maybe they were just somebody's personal use.
Well, it said something about members, so I don't know if it's on like
it might be on
YouTube or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, they should have put it out there more, but we were being interviewed and the guy that was filming was like, I want you to call out someone on like each event, and I was like, excuse me, I don't think you understand my position here in this competition.
No.
I am here to entertain and I'm not really, none of these girls are scared of me. I'm here to...
Chloe, I would have definitely called people out.
Yeah, so that was the tactic I went with.
You could have easily called anybody out.
So I called
It's
Donna
funny.
out on the dumbbell.
Hell yeah.
No, I didn't. I called Faye out on the dumbbell because I was like, she's Commonwealth Games athlete.
Yeah, fair.
Olympic lifter, and if I beat an Olympic lifter in a press event, that's a flex.
Agree. Yes.
And who else? Katie on the wrecking ball, because I was like, you're really good at grip, so if I beat Katie, then I've done well.
Well, that worked.
And who else was it? Nicola on stones, because she's in my weight class and she's Scottish, so she's going to be good at stones.
Yeah.
But last year when it was yoke, because it was an event, I was like, I'm going to beat all these motherfuckers. But I was like, please don't ask me to do that this year, because I don't feel that's not me.
It doesn't reflect reality.
No, but that between Becca and Lucy, obviously much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
did
Lucy.
it. Both of those things, what you called
Or
out, you
even
did.
like between Donna and Andrea, because that's like a historical rivalry.
Yeah, they've got
That's
historical
great.
beef.
They've gone back and forth for years.
They are.
Yeah.
And
I feel like none of it's played up.
That.
Yeah, 100%. None of it's played up. Next year, we're going to do this next year.
Maybe the Battle of the Scots as well. Play Laura against Nicola.
Yeah.
I'm the best Scot. No, I'm the best Scot.
Yeah. Even
Yeah, Scottish
lightweights against lightweights, like the kind of
Yeah,
battles.
Against natties, except
battle in the
giants
middle.
won't be
I was going to say, I don't think they
portray
can.
it like that. Like, we all know.
We don't. No one talks about natties at
No.
Giants. We don't say that word here.
The first rule about Natty Club.
No one
Don't talks about Natty Club.
Except on this podcast.
Nah, there's so many rivalries that could definitely be played up, and that would bring it in so much more, because I think it's a massive. I think it's missed in the men. I don't think they play it up enough in the men.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Like, apart from Thor and Eddie Hall
yeah.
at that
But
one
they
point.
pretty much were doing it them fucking selves.
Yeah,
So
it was
that's
just them
why it was
beefing on
easy to
Instagram.
sell.
Yeah. It was just them beefing on Instagram. But like, we could easily do this. Like, but then I think it also falls in the like point that like women just don't call other people out on Instagram.
We need to stop female empowerment and start shitting on each other.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, more fucking each other over.
Start being nastier, everybody. Strong woman's too nice.
I think everyone put on a great show though. I think
Yeah.
all the girls like jeered up the crowd and got them going, which
100%,
was
yeah.
really cool.
Mhm.
So we did a good job with
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's good. I think we're just more promo for the setup next
outside
year.
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, we'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah?
Fuck it.
Mm,
We're the PR team.
I think so.
Joey Schofield will be rolling around crying. I'm coming for you with my fucking shit meme TikToks.
Never Becca Morgan TikTok.
Well, okay, that was a good one. We've talked about a lot, so we're going to pause for a second. You can have a Silly Goose song, and then we'll be back with our Silly Goose. Bye.
Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where our lips get loose and our minds run free. Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where we chat a load of shit that's of absolutely no use. It's silly goose time.
Okay, we are back with the Silly Goose. So my Silly Goose question for you guys today is, what animal do you think you could fight with only your bare hands and win?
A possum.
That's the biggest animal that you think you could
Oh,
fight
right,
with your
I
bare
missed the biggest
hands.
thing.
I didn't add that in, to be fair,
Any
but
animal.
it needs to be the biggest animal that you think you could win a fight with your bare
That I
hands.
could win a fight with.
Yeah, you have to win.
You just said, what animal could you fight?
Rephrase.
So I think any
What's
animal.
the biggest animal that you think you could fight with your bare hands and win?
Probably something pathetic, like a rabbit.
I need to see them all.
I struggle to win fights against Gus. So.
Well, this is the thing, because I was thinking about this, and I was like, I think a big dog would fill me in.
Yeah, because
I
I
couldn't
have
do
to
a big
use
dog.
this lead to...
You just Googling pictures of animals.
Googling animals to scale.
Animal scales.
Maybe a fox.
Oh, I reckon I could maybe fight a deer.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not with those guys.
Not with antlers, no, it'd have to be a female deer. I couldn't catch it though. But guess that's not the question, is it? I guess.
Well, it's part of it.
Imagine you're in an MMA ring. What could you fight?
What tarantula
And
is
win.
that?
So this has
That's
gone
not a
from what
tarantula.
animal could you fight to what animal could you fight in an MMA ring and win?
Yeah. How big though? It needs to be the biggest one you can think of. It can't just be like a small one. So like think of them in a scale. So like how big?
A whale.
Well, yeah, 'cause it'd just
It's in an
die.
MMA ring.
I don't know if a
Would
whale.
it fit in one though?
I don't know if a whale would fit in
Dolphin.
an MMA ring. Why is there a picture of a dragon on that one?
And a phoenix.
I don't want to
scale.
fight a dolphin. I feel bad.
I don't feel like I could fight a dolphin
Slip and slide.
unless it was out of the water.
A dolphin is still slippy when they're dry.
No, I don't think. Well, they'd have to be completely dry though. I think they'd take a while to dry them out. I don't think you just get them dry fast. Like they'd have to have been dead for a while, I think, to dry out.
Does it have to be a land animal in an MMA cage and win?
Can it be
Yeah.
slightly disabled?
No, it has to be full fitness.
What about mentally disabled?
Like I reckon, like
What would a cow do?
nah, a cow's way too
They're
big.
terrible.
How are you gonna fight a cow?
Tip them?
Calf?
Oh yeah, you could tip him.
Tip them?
But then if it swings its head or something and gets you,
Grapple the cow.
like,
I
or
have
if
done
it kicks you,
2 sessions of jiu-jitsu.
Could you choke out a cow?
could
Yeah.
you choke out a cow?
I think I could guillotine a cow, yeah.
Think how big a cow's neck is though. How hard you'd have to squeeze it to choke it out. I think a female deer I could take down,
Yeah, maybe me too.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm
But then if
sticking
it
with the
changed to a like predator, like a dog,
Yeah.
it would maybe
I'm
be
scared of dogs.
German Shepherd size, and I'd be outie.
Yeah.
There's no way I could fight anything.
All they have to do is
like
show
that.
the teeth and I'm like, oh.
Fuck that, yeah.
Never mind then.
Yes, yeah, I couldn't fight anything bigger than that.
If it was facing the wrong way and it was male, a big kick in the dick.
Do dogs have that sort of problem though? If you kick a dog in the balls, does it hurt as much as a person?
I don't know.
We're not going to try with Gus, that's sad. Poor Gus, he's had such a hard time.
Give them a little slap.
No, he's
He
quiet.
knows he's wise to it.
Yeah, just leave him alone, he's fine.
We're not abusing
Yeah.
any animals.
No, I don't, yeah, I think female deer is where I'm at. Chloe, you sticking with whale?
Yeah.
Are you saying female deer too? I feel like you've
I like
pussied
that,
out with
yeah.
the whale. Come on, think of something else. Do you think you could fight a female
I'm
deer?
What
pathetic.
about a beaver?
I couldn't even beat a beaver, maybe.
She is pathetic.
Beavers really slap them tails though. Have
It
you seen them when
depends,
they
though.
slap
If I
a
was-
tail? I wouldn't want to get slapped
I
by
was-
a beaver
And those
tail.
big,
Teeth.
If I was in
brown
like
teeth.
Bren's turned it on mode, I think I could beat anything.
Anything at all.
If I wasn't me right now, if I was me before I go out and compete.
If it was
in my
immediately
own
after
weight
Wrecking
class.
Ball hold, it
No,
wouldn't have been anything.
no, not that comp. I was Cheery Chloe that comp.
Oh,
in
okay.
a weight class comp where I'm there to win. I am another animal. I think I could beat up a fucking lion in that state.
No.
Don't doubt me.
I think we should bring like the final event should be a fight.
I'd
Strong woman.
really like to learn how to fight, but I'm just so scared and I'm such a pussy.
Really? Didn't
Yeah.
expect that from you.
I don't like fighting. I don't like being punched at
Out of
all.
all of my friends, I'm probably scared of you the most.
Me?
Because you've got this like wild person. Yeah, he just walks out of the jungle.
Just a bit feral.
What should I do? It's a bit untrustworthy. And
No.
if I was going to pick any friend to fight and know that I could beat them easy, be Donna.
Do you reckon?
She is a vagina, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that of
Can you
Donna.
really imagine Donna? Have you seen how she stomps around and dances?
I feel like she'd just be so
not
fast
intimidating.
though. Like she'd
She's
catch you
so
out with a
cute.
hook or something.
Yeah, but you're in an octagon. Where's she gonna go?
She could throw a bottle at you. As long as there's a bottle in the octagon.
No. I'm not a big fan of fighting. Are you still picking animals?
I'm trying to find a decent infographic. Okay, this is like appropriate sized animals.
That's a good one.
There's
Yeah,
some
look at that deer.
doggy-sized ones. I think the deer.
I think the
looks like
deer,
pussy,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Everything
yeah.
else, big nopes,
Yeah.
scary. Maybe a squirrel.
Like even a zebra, I feel like would kick fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Totally, well, the hooves, man. And
Yeah.
their heads, they're just enormous.
Yak. That yak looks nice to ride. I'd like to ride a yak
I
through
bet
the
it
wilderness.
stinks.
I bet they are stinky yaks.
Hence the name. Yeah.
Yak. Well, anyway, that was pretty good. So I'm sticking with deer, you're sticking with deer, Chloe's
Yeah.
sticking with whale because she's bitched out of this question.
No, I said beaver.
Oh, beaver,
No,
alright.
and then I said if I'm hyped up, I could have a lion. Yeah,
Right.
anything.
So you're going with beaver or at hype lion?
Yep, max hype.
And in any mood, we're just deer.
Deer.
Or Donna.
Deer or dollar. Perfect. We'll end it there. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you maybe next time.
Love
maybe
you,
not.
bye.
Bye.
That